Hi everybody, I just want to show you the exemplar and go over a couple of things which I usually do in class. So I posted the exemplar on the content, and so there are some strengths and benefits. I think this is a good 4 minus paper. So the introduction paragraph doesn't include the research question, which it really should. But what I like about this paper, I'll go down to this paragraph. So it talks about can play a huge part. So it has an example of where music therapy is being used here, palliative care, and then it reviews the research. This is a key part that most people forget. It's the evaluation of the research. This part here. This is the difference between getting a 3 and a 4 or a 2 and a 4. Is this little so they did a research, looked at, okay, this is what the data stated, this is what the data they had, said the amount of people who participated in the survey is arguably too small for an accurate conclusion. However, the fact that no one in the survey rated the experience below neutral and only one rated as neutral says music therapy is divinely doing something. So I have just given you a handout on how to evaluate your research sources to make sure they're really good. You don't have to say that they're perfect to use them. What you can say, though, is let's say a sample size is small. So yes, I recognize the sample size is small, but I'm going to use it anyway for the following reasons. Maybe it's been replicated 20 times. So in total, even though the 20 times the sample size is really small, replicated 20 times is actually quite large sample size. Or you might say it has other, like, whatever value, like why did you end up including that, even though you recognize the weaknesses of it. Or you can just say it's sort of like really, really strong for like a high sample size and that sort of thing as well. Okay, if you have any questions around that, and then you can say, again, they talked about sample size down here. So at the end of every paragraph, they spend a little bit of time evaluating the research that they just said. So there's the research, they summarize it, what they did, 300 people, premature infants is too small sample size. And then he talks about how this aligns with other research they've been doing so far. And then they give other examples of research that's not part of that research. Your thesis, you don't need one, or like at least you don't need to mention your conclusions until the very end. So at the very end, my research question asked if music therapy can help decrease symptoms of pain and stress in the hospital setting. And after reviewing the articles, I'm convinced that it has a huge impact on pain. And then explains why, and then gives again some questions on why. So that is some suggestions on how to look for and think about your research.